Hello and welcome back everybody, and thank you guys so very much for 45k subscribers. That is really awesome. I'm kind of surprised how fast we hit it, because it was just like 2 months ago that we hit 40k subs, which is pretty crazy. Here's hoping to 50k by the end of the year, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really have any of these planned or anything, but I do feel like we should celebrate them at least every once in a while. And I feel like 45k is good for a Q&A. Kind of because it rhymes, and that's how my brain works sometimes. So the very first comment is, I have a few questions, and we'll try to go through these. How has your time been on YouTube? I would say it's been pretty good overall. Started out kind of rough, but I didn't really know what I was doing on YouTube when I first started, and I didn't think that this would become like a job. I just did it because I thought it was fun, and I'd seen other people doing it, and I also really wanted to do charity work. So I wanted to do like charity streams because those seemed really cool, and we'll be doing some more of those as time goes on. Usually I do them at the end of each month. This month, I don't know if I will, because I have something planned in October that's probably just going to be like a 2-week charity event thing, so I think we're just going to save both of them for October then. What are games that you suggest that are like Deep Rock Galactic? There's quite a few games that are like Deep Rock Galactic. Payday 3 just barely came out, so as of filming this, it came out like 2 days ago. So that would probably be a good one, because Payday 2 is a pretty decent option if you wanted something crazy and wacky like that for multiplayer. Could be really chill, could be really difficult depending on what setting you had. Killing Floor is another one, but Killing Floor 2 is kind of coming to the end of its life cycle. So when Killing Floor 3 comes out, maybe that one could be a pretty good option too. You could also check out like the Borderlands games. They're pretty fun to play in multiplayer, especially Borderlands 2. And games like Left 4 Dead can be very fun, especially if you have the Steam version of it, because you can mod that thing like crazy. 3, what is your favorite game? Favorite game series of all time is probably the Fallout series. I don't know if I have a specific favorite game, because there's a lot of games that I really enjoy. I like the FromSoft games. I really like well, I haven't tried Bloodborne. I've tried just about everything else though, like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, stuff like that. But there's a lot of really good games. What other DRG YouTubers do you know, like, or appreciate? I actually know quite a few DRG YouTubers. Plenty of them I've met just from doing stuff like this. Drilling in the Name of, I'm a real big fan of his stuff. I think it's really cool, and I've gotten to talk to him a couple of times, so he'd be the one that comes to mind immediately. But there are there's many more. I like Lazy. I like Waste, I like Dotsick, Axis I like, Sniss is really good too. Sniss's videos are really well made. Trying to think who else. There's probably plenty more that I'm just like completely forgetting, and I don't mean to. Let's see. Oh, Ustepin's another good one. I learned a lot of how to play Inji just from like mimicking what he does in it. So I just completely like blatantly ripped off his Inji. It's kind of the same thing with Drilling in the Name of. I like blatantly ripped off his driller, because it's just like, oh wow, you can do a whole bunch of cool stuff that I didn't know about. Let me just try each of these. That's usually how I learn a lot of games, is I end up like watching somebody or watching multiple. Usually I try to watch as many people as I can, and more or less just try to like mimic what they're doing, because that usually works out the best for me. But yeah, tons of good DRG YouTubers, and plenty that hang out here all the time with me too, like Rayer and Nova. Really great people all across the board. Really enjoy a lot of the interactions that we have just in the Deep Rock community in general. Do you know your fans appreciate the amount of time that you work? We love you, Ron. Keep up the good work, and 50k milestone sooner than ever. Yeah, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm so glad that you guys do enjoy what I'm putting out. I try to make it the best that I can, and I'm constantly trying to get newer and newer skills. I would love to learn how to do like some coding, and I'm kind of in the middle of that behind the scenes, like just barely getting into it though, because there's like so many cool things that you can do with that, and then implement it either into a live stream or into a video. And that's really cool. When I can make any idea that I want into a video, that seems like super cool, so powerful. Give me all the knowledge, I guess. Let's see, next question is about Fallout. This is a 3-part question. What was your first Fallout? The very first Fallout I played was Fallout 3. I played 3, and then I think I played 1, 2 in Tactics, then New Vegas, or maybe I played New Vegas and then 1, 2, 3 in Tactics. I played 3 in New Vegas the most, and then 4. Never played 76. And I never played Shelter and Brotherhood, I think, for the PlayStation. I think those are the only Fallouts that I haven't played. Which is your favorite Fallout game? I would say probably Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is really good, although Fallout 4 is also really good for modding. And Fallout 3 will always have like a special place in my heart, because it's the very first one. Fallout 1 and 2 are really good too. It's just like 1 is kind of short and you don't really have a whole lot of choices to do in it. 2 has quite a bit more and quite a few different ways that you can play it, which I appreciate. Tactics is fun, but it can kind of drag on for a while. And yeah, like 3, 4, and New Vegas are probably the ones I play the most. And then which Fallout do you consider the best? Of course, you don't have to answer it. That doesn't have to also be your favorite. That's a good point. It doesn't necessarily have to be my favorite, and I would say probably the best if you're trying to get into the game. Fallout 4, it has the most modern controls, it's the easiest to mod. It has the least amount of jank in it out of any of the Fallout games. Fallout New Vegas, though, I think is the best from like a story-wise and from a character-wise building, because I don't think Fallout 4 is nearly as good as New Vegas in terms of that. But like in control-wise, and if you're just getting into the series, yeah, probably Fallout 4 would be the way to go. Next question. Hey Ron, been a big fan for a bit, but don't comment very much. Have been wondering, would you ever go through other RPG series like Mass Effect and give them the recent Fallout treatment and ranking them in tier lists? Another question I had is, what inspired you to do YouTube? What other YouTube channels do you watch? I watch quite a few different YouTube channels now. I watch a lot of them. I have tons of them that I'm subscribed to and just like frequently switch throughout them. Originally, what inspired me to do YouTube is because I thought it would be fun to do, and I'd seen other people, mostly people like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, do it, and I figured that would be really cool. And it just seemed like something that was fun to do. You could mess around, do jokes, play games. And at the time I was playing basically like indie horror games like the same time that they were, which I quickly found out indie horror games are not really a great way to like grow on YouTube or to like get an audience, because a lot of people aren't just searching up indie horror games. You know, they might be searching up somebody like Markiplier and watching indie horror games that he's playing, but they're not specifically looking those up. I did get to talk to a lot of people in the indie horror community though, which was really cool. A lot of developers and a lot of smaller like YouTubers and streamers, which really helped out too. I thought it was really cool to talk to them. Also, other RPG series, I would probably do tier lists for them. I've done them for like some other games, like I've done like a one-off of Dead by Daylight, which maybe I'll do, I'm not sure. I kind of hop in and out of Dead by Daylight. Elden Ring I'd like to do some more stuff with, and some FromSoft things just in general. And Mass Effect I might do? I don't know though. I like the Mass Effect games, but I haven't played them in a while, and they're probably not something that I'm going to get around to real quick. But you never know, in the future I might be doing other games. I'm probably going to be doing Starfield soon too. What's a game that you always wanted to play on your channel but haven't gotten a chance to yet, and or are highly anticipating releases, looking forward to in the nearest future? Near future releases that I'm looking forward to, I want to play the Silent Hill 2 remake when it comes out. I thought it was coming out this year, it's coming out next year. I'm also looking forward to Stalker 2 a lot. I hope it's as difficult as the original Stalker games. That would be awesome, because those games were terrifying, especially with how good their AI was. I would really like to play that. For games that I would like to play on the channel that I haven't gotten to, there's actually quite a few. The main one that I would like to get to at some point is The Witcher 3, because I've never played the game, and I think it would be really cool to stream it, but I know it's a huge time investment, and I feel like it's going to be one of those games where I just keep wanting to play it, which isn't a bad thing. It's just that it's going to take up a lot of my time, and then I don't know what videos I'm going to be doing on it as like time goes on. So that one's one of them. Congratulations on the milestone. 2 questions. Have you ever played the Warhammer 40k Doom-like Necromundo hired gun? I have not. I have not played that game, although I do really like the Warhammer 40k universe. I know almost nothing about it. I know the demons, and that's about it for 40k. There's a ton of lore for 40k, and I would like to learn more about it. And Necromundo, I have seen gameplay of, and it does look really cool, so I wouldn't be opposed to playing it. I don't know when I would have time for it, but like the last Warhammer game I played was Bolt Gun, and Bolt Gun was really, really good. Really enjoyed that. And then win a Subnautica Below Zero series. I've actually done Subnautica Below Zero. I've streamed it once. I've streamed the first Subnautica multiple times. I think 2 times. One with my completely blind first run, which was it was really cool. I really like Subnautica. I think it's one of my favorite survival games. And Below Zero I played right after that, also going in blind, which I enjoyed that one too. And then I played a Subnautica vegan-only run, which I didn't make into any videos, and I think I've lost the footage for, but that one was also fun. I just ended up eating seaweed for like 3 days straight to nourish me until I could actually like get some plants, and then it wasn't so bad. The rest of the run actually wasn't that bad. What are your favorite kind of videos to make? And do you have a video making process in terms of editing, organizing clips, and such, and scheduling videos? My favorite type of video, or the video that I think I'm the most proud about, are generally either the tier lists, which I'm really looking forward to making, like some of the Fallout ones and some of the Deep Rock ones I'm really proud of, and the 100 tips videos. I think those ones are some of the best stuff that I've made. Challenge videos are also super fun, so that one's pretty high up there too. Probably goes in that order. And I do have kind of a process of making videos. Usually it's me writing down like ideas and stuff on a notebook like this. Or just in a sequence of where I need stuff to go. And I don't usually use a script for a lot of these. I usually just kind of write these down as like bullet points and what I would like to talk about. and then kind of like a rough structure of where I want like the conversation to go, so I don't end up rambling on for a really long time, because I have a habit of doing that. That's usually how I do it. And then for editing and stuff, a lot of the time I'll just be live streaming whatever game I would like to make a video about, and I'll be getting clips from it. I usually use the rollback feature on OBS, or the playback feature, I don't remember what it is. So I can just like do something in the game and then hit one of my keys on my keyboard, and it'll re-roll and re-record the last 5 minutes of what I was doing. It's really good for collecting shorts or funny moments, and it makes it so the structuring is way easier, because then I just grab like all the clips from that day, throw them into my editor, and then I usually record something like this over the top of it, so where I'm talking and then usually waving my hands around quite a bit. Would love to know what your favorite and least favorite class, primary weapon, secondary weapon, grenade, enemy, biome, and event is in DRG. That's a lot of stuff. I don't really have a favorite class in DRG. I play all of the dwarfs pretty often. They're all my little dwarf boys. I love playing each of them. Primary weapons really depend on like overclock. Same thing goes with secondary weapons. Favorite primary weapon overclock would probably be like minigun with bullet hell. That's one of my favorites. Secondary would probably be like bodkin points crossbow. It's just super fun. I love the bouncy stuff. There's plenty of other options though. There's tons of other things there. Grenade is probably either the saw blades or the gun grenade. Those ones are really cool. They are dangerous, but I just love how silly they are. Favorite enemy in DRG is probably still the sand shark. The sand shark is just really cool. Biome is still the azure weld. Azure weld just looks awesome. I love the neon to it. And favorite event in DRG is probably the Ebonite, where you can use the pickaxe and just keep hitting them. Really good if you're playing drill or you brought axes and like drills. Hey Ron, first time caller, long time listener. With Bethesda going into full production on the next Elder Scrolls, can we expect you to do a playthrough of Skyrim before that? Yes, I know that's years from now, probably not going to be big title coming out. Starfield is really good, but come on, we're talking about Elder Scrolls, bro. Yes, probably will. I probably will, because I've never streamed through Skyrim on the channel. I'd probably like to do it some sort of major event though for Skyrim, and not just be streaming vanilla Skyrim. Either with some strange mods, some silly stuff. It's been a long time since I actually have played Skyrim, but I know I've played it so many times and modded it so many times that there's so much you can do with it. So we might play some Skyrim once the Elder Scrolls gets announced. And yeah, I'm going to be continuing Starfield too, because Starfield is pretty fun as well. Have you shot any guns from Fallout in real life? Yes, I've shot a couple of them. Let's see, I've shot a single shot 20 gauge shotgun, which is in like New Vegas. I've shot that. That was actually the very first shotgun I ever shot. And it was a lightweight one, and it kicked me really hard. It's probably one of the hardest guns that have kicked me out of anything. I've shot various hunting rifles in multiple calibers that are similar to the one that you see in the Fallout series. So I've shot a 5.56 one or a 223 one, and I've shot a 308 one as well. I also shot like a 30-06 and a couple other bolt actions that are very similar to that, like a 243 and I think a 270 as well. I have shot some lever action guns, but none in the calibers that are in the game. I've shot a 22 and I've shot a 30-40, I believe. I think it was a 30-40 Krag. I have also shot a single action revolver. It wasn't in 357 like in the game. I guess actually I've also shot a 44 once. I've only done that one time, but it is very similar to the gun in the game. I've shot a couple 9mm, but never like a Browning high power like you see in New Vegas, or like a Mauser. I think that would be really cool too, that you see in some of the other games. I guess they're more 10mm. Well, in the older games they're 9mm too. I've shot a double barrel shotgun, at least a side-by-side, not an under and over. But side-by-side 12 gauge I have, and like a pump action 12 gauge I have. Not the exact models that you see in the Fallout games, but I have shot a couple of those guns. Oh, I guess a BB gun too. Have you ever played The Witcher 3? And if so, what is your favorite location? If not, will you play it? I haven't played The Witcher 3. I would like to, and I'm sure that there is a lot of really cool locations. I've heard nothing but good things about The Witcher, and I would like to play it. I would like to get into kind of the world of The Witcher, because it sounds really cool. My brother has played it, and he's told me about it, and it sounds awesome. What do you know about Karl and Mission Control? And what is your favorite beer? If it's beer in real life, I actually don't drink, so I've never really liked beer in real life. It's never sat well with me. I don't know that much about Karl or Mission Control. I know there's the theory that they're both one and the same, and maybe even the kind of fan theory that I've heard where Karl owns the rival tech company because he didn't want dwarfs doing the dangerous job that he had to do, so he made robots. I kind of like that theory too. Favorite beer in Deep Rock though, probably the new Randowizer. I really like it. It's super fun to take with. Some of the other ones I really like though are like the The Flintlocks. Flintlocks are another really good one. That was one of my favorite early game beers because you could get that and then you could turn off low gravity, or you could turn the low gravity on and then bounce around the rig, and I always thought that was super funny. Will you ever do videos on Fallout 1 and 2? I don't know if I'm going to do videos on Fallout 1 or 2. Maybe if I do like a overview or like a review of Fallout 1 and 2, maybe then. But I don't think I'm going to be doing like guides or tier lists or anything like that for Fallout 1 and 2. They are interesting and I do like to talk about them, but it's just not something I'm as interested in as the later Fallout games. How do you manage such hard missions on Has 4 and beyond? I've tried a few public ones and only once or twice solo. It's mostly practice. Getting more and more used to the game helps a lot. Recently I did a Greenbeard run through an Elite Deep Dive, and that one was pretty tough. One of the things that I would recommend is practice a lot, and one of the best ways you could practice is go on like a point extract mission and just try to survive as long as possible. It doesn't really matter how long you actually end up surviving, just so long as you're trying to get better and consistently getting better. You should also use whatever weapons and gear you're the most comfortable with, whatever class you're the most comfortable with too. Certain perks like health perks help a lot too. Maxing out your suit and maxing out your pickaxe would be something that I'd recommend too. At least your suit, just getting whatever you like on your pickaxe would be a good thing. Use your pickaxe pretty often as a weapon, and like a large part of Deep Rock is rotation and movement. Just getting to positions where you can kill the enemy before they kill you, so on and so forth, and then prioritizing different things throughout the mission. As you play more and more, you'll get more and more used to it, and then everything will become a lot easier, and it won't feel like try-hard mode. Let's see, favorite video or series you've made? Favorite video or series? Probably the 100 Tips video again. I really enjoy the way they came out. There's quite a few of them that I've made now, with like Fallout New Vegas and Deep Rock I've done 2 of. I've also done one years ago for like Puzzles and Dragons, which I don't even play anymore. Do you like Dark Souls or any FromSoft games? Yes, I do. I really like the Dark Souls games and just FromSoft games in general. I played through almost all of them besides Demon Souls and like the Armored Core series. I haven't played any of them. I don't know if I would, but they seem kind of cool too. And I haven't played Bloodborne. I was hoping it would come to PC at some point, but it never has, so I'm still gonna hold out hope on that. But I have played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Elden Ring, and I've streamed some of them on the channel. I've streamed through Dark Souls 3 twice. I played through it twice, and that was my first time ever trying it, and it was really cool. That one was probably my favorite from the FromSoft series, maybe? And maybe favorite boss design, because they had a lot of really cool bosses, or maybe my favorite overall. Elden Ring I've played through 4 times now on stream, I believe, and we've done at least 2 challenge runs. Yeah, 2 challenge runs, one being a dwarf and one trying to use all different weapons against different bosses and fight every boss in the game. That was really cool. That was for a 24-hour charity stream event. I played Elden Ring for like 19 hours that day. It was really cool though. I got to try out all sorts of weapons that I'd never tried before in the Souls games. Oh, and I played Sekiro. Sekiro was really cool too. That one also has some really cool design and probably some of my favorite like fights in it too. Do you plan on making Risk of Rain 2 videos again? It's been a while, tier list, guides, tips, etc. I haven't really been playing Risk of Rain 2. I don't know really why I stopped playing it, because it was super fun. I think it's just that there was more stuff that was coming out at the time, and then I just kind of put it down and kind of forgot about it. But I might be playing some more Risk of Rain 2. I don't know if I'm going to be making guides or tips or anything like that for it. Potentially, if I get really into it again, then maybe, because I thought it was pretty fun. I had a lot of fun playing it. Favorite build? Favorite build? For what? I think that's for Deep Rock, or at least I'm going to assume it's for Deep Rock. Bullet Hell Magic Bullets is probably my favorite build. The full bouncy build gunner, that one is just super fun. And then the lead bursters. You just have all the random bullets. It's not really that great against big enemies, but it can be against like detonators. But it does a lot for crowds, and it's just really cool to do. You also don't need to be accurate whatsoever. Favorite game genre? My favorite game genre is probably shooter games, I would say, in a broad sense. I like co-op games a lot. Co-op shooter games are probably some of my favorites. Solo adventure games, though, are super fun too, like the Souls games, and the other, like, Fallout series, Skyrim. I also really like survival horror. Survival horror is really, really cool. Like, last year, I got to try out the Silent Hill games for the first time, and they are really awesome, and I'm looking forward to playing some more horror games, like, in October, so those are a couple of the genres I really enjoy. Why doesn't R&D let us have more ammo for the Fatboy overclock? And why doesn't management let us bring Glyphid Grunts onto the space rig? I just want to see my Steves that were left on the Has 4 missions. I don't think it would be overpowered if Fatboy got a couple more shots of ammo. I think that'd be pretty awesome. There kind of was a bug going on with Randomizer where you could have 2 overclock stack. And my friend Nova, she had I think it was Pack Rat nukes. So she had like 13 nukes or something like that, or 14 nukes. And it was pretty crazy. I thought it was pretty funny when that bug was going on. They patched it out since, but really cool when it did happen. And as to why we can't have Steves on the space rig, I don't know. I hope we do. At least I hope we get an emote at some point. I want to see like Steve come running in at the end, you pet him, or you ride in on a Steve at the end board. I think that would be really cool. I mean, we carry Loot Bugs back with Loot Bug Lover and the new one. I don't remember what the new one is called, Loot Bug something. Why are you so cute? Well, thank you, Blaze. That's very kind of you to say. I'm not entirely sure. Also, do you have an Xbox? If so, would you ever consider playing with some of your viewers? I do try to play with viewers whenever I am live streaming. Almost any multiplayer game I'm playing is open lobby, so people can just hop right in. It is first come, first serve, but aside from that, anybody can join in. I don't have an Xbox, which sadly means I can't play Deep Rock with other people that are on Xbox or on PlayStation. It's the same thing with like Killing Floor. It was the same thing with Payday. There was a lot of games that just didn't have crossplay in them. I would love for every game to have crossplay. That way we could just all enjoy these type of games, or at least every reasonable game to have crossplay. Some of the competitive games I kind of get why it's locked to either console or to PC. But for casual games like Deep Rock, I would love to see more of that. And then the last question, we're rich. We are rich. We're rich. Alright, well, hey, thanks everybody for submitting these comments. I really do appreciate it. I might be doing more of these videos in the future if you guys enjoy them. They are really fun to do, and I really do enjoy talking to you guys. I try to comment as much as I can in the comment section, but anymore, there's so many comments that it's kind of difficult. So, sorry if I don't get to see all of your guys' comments. I do try to read a decent amount of them, though. So, thank you guys so very much for this, and thank you guys once again for getting us to 45k. That is really, really awesome. Hopefully, we get 50k by the end of the year. I didn't really have that set as a goal or anything, but it would be really cool if we did. So, thank you guys once again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye!